The term Aryan has roots in Sanskrit and Avestan, languages that date back to ancient times. It's a term often used to refer to people who spoke Indo-European languages, like English, German, Latin, Greek, Russian, Persian, and Sanskrit. But who exactly the Aryans were and where they came from is still a puzzle that historians debate. There are various theories about their origins. One common idea is that the Aryans came from the vast plains of Russia, possibly migrating into Europe and eventually reaching Mesopotamia. Others suggest that they may have originated in Europe and moved eastward. Some theorists, sometimes for controversial and racist reasons, have even claimed that the Aryans were responsible for founding the ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia, making them the world's first civilized people. This theory gained traction during the Nazi regime in Germany, where it was used to promote the idea of Aryan supremacy. The Nazis went as far as claiming that Aryans were created by godlike superhumans from another world. However, recent archaeological findings in India, Russia, and Japan have challenged these theories. They've pushed back the timeline of the Aryans to at least 6000 BC, showing that they were not simply nomadic tribes from Central Asia but had advanced urban civilizations. Russian archaeologists and linguists have also suggested that the Aryans did not originate in the Russian steppes but came to Russia through Armenia and Georgia. The discovery of the ancient city of Alkane, believed to be of Indo-Aryan origin and at least 4,000 years old, adds to this new understanding. So, why did these so-called Aryans migrate? One possible answer is significant climate changes or cataclysmic events in their original Proto-Indo-European homeland. This could have triggered mass migrations over thousands of years. As these people migrated, some moved westward into Europe, bringing their language with them. However, not everyone went west. A Proto-Indo-Iranian culture developed in the southern regions of Russia around 2500 BCE. Over time, a group of them migrated southeast into India, taking both their language and the early Hindu religion with them. Another group moved south, east of the Caspian Sea, into eastern Iran, taking their language and the Zoroastrian religion. A third group migrated south, along the western edge of the Caspian Sea, and eventually became the Medes and Persians. They initially practiced a different religion but later converted to Zoroastrianism, marking the complex and fascinating journey of the Aryans and their impact on language, culture, and religion across the ancient world. Let's delve into the intriguing story of the Aryans and their migration into the Indus Valley, a tale filled with questions and mysteries. It all starts with a map, one that traces the migrations of Indo-European peoples from around 4000 to 1000 BC, following the Kurgan model. This map portrays the various routes these ancient people might have taken. There's a dotted arrow indicating the possibility of an Anatolian migration, which could have happened either across the Caucasus or through the Balkans. The magenta region corresponds to what's believed to be the Samara culture, a Neolithic society from around the late 6th and early 5th millennium BC, nestled around the Samara Bend region of the Middle Volga. Now, let's shift our focus to the Aryans, a group of warrior nomads. They began their migration into the Indus Valley around the time when the great Harappan civilization was starting to fade away. However, how this transition occurred remains a topic of debate among scholars. Some argue that the Aryans might have overpowered the Harappan civilization, while others suggest they peacefully coexisted as the Harappans declined. The Aryans were primarily cattle breeders, and they learned the ways of settled agriculture from the Harappan people. This blending of cultures formed what we now know as the Vedic culture. Unfortunately, since the Indus Valley civilization left no written records, the details of this transition remain shrouded in mystery. One popular theory posits that the Aryans, armed with chariots, iron weapons, and advanced battle tactics, conquered the Indus Valley. However, this idea is met with skepticism for several reasons. There's no concrete evidence of horses, chariots, or iron at Indus Valley excavation sites. Chariots also aren't typical vehicles for nomads, and the mountainous terrain in the region would have made their use challenging. Some argue that the Harappan culture might have collapsed due to internal factors and natural disasters rather than external invasion. Despite the doubts, some scholars insist that when the Aryans first arrived in India, they were indeed conquerors. Their culture was deeply rooted in warfare, and their religion revolved around warlike storm gods and sky gods. The god Indra, a central figure in their pantheon, was depicted as a conqueror who razed cities and defeated foes. The Hindu Purusha in the Rig Veda even tells a creation myth in which different classes of Indian people emerge from a god's sacrifice of himself to himself. This myth later became the foundation for the caste system, which maintained social hierarchy. So, here we have two sides of the argument. Some believe that the Aryans and Harappans merged peacefully, while others assert that the Aryans came as conquerors, established themselves as rulers, and introduced the caste system to maintain control. The debate continues, leaving this ancient chapter of history cloaked in uncertainty and intrigue.